Wait, is today hump day? Tuesday, Monday? Hang on. I literally have to figure it out. Tuesday. Never mind. Today's Tuesday. Good Tuesday morning to everyone. I hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic. And I'm certainly doing fantastic. So I hope you guys are as well. I want to say a couple things. First, we're going to talk about the golden opportunity for you to be in Thailand. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a few minutes. I have a couple of quote unquote shout outs I need to give. And I need to mute my YouTube channel real quick. And there we go. Done there. Go back to the beloved StreamYard. Hello, guys. John H. Hello, Roger. My man, what's up? Stephen, good to see you. Barbara Jones, hello. Go more hike. Hey. I'm glad you're in the house, man. Barbara says, John, you beat me here. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, man. I do have the link posted up there in the very top of the chat if any of you guys want to come on. But before we talk about taking advantage of this golden opportunity, I'm going to explain to you guys in Thailand. I want to send a special thanks to James M. He knows what the thank yous for, and I greatly appreciate it. James, thank you so much. I also want to thank Robert, who is helping me with the intros and outros of this channel. I want to say thanks to all my moderators stuck in Florida, Jim, everybody that has a wrench. Good morning, Stuck. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping by, bro. Roger, Hike, all you guys that have wrenches, I really appreciate it. And if there was any reason for me to feel any kind of way about anybody with a wrench, you wouldn't have one. So I really trust you guys, and I thank you for doing such a good job. Tommy J is also included in that. Very good people on this channel, and I'm very happy with what we have. So let's talk about this little golden opportunity that you may have in Thailand, because I think it's going to be different than any other opportunity that you're probably going to see. So what's going to happen is there's Hike. What's up, buddy? Let me get him in here. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Or I should say, yeah, good evening for me. Yeah, I'm having a few technical difficulties tonight because I'm uploading a YouTube video on my, my home Wi-Fi, which is using up all my bandwidth. So, I might go in and out. So, and you might see me up on the camera, fiddling with I'm using a different computer right now too. So
do your thing, man. It's all good. Do your thing. I'm going to talk about this golden opportunity, and feel free to jump in at any time. And if not, I'll get your thoughts afterwards for sure. Good morning, Mario and B. Good morning. Or good afternoon, wherever you are. Appreciate you guys being here. So the golden opportunity. Here's what I see happening. There's going to be a short window of time, if you will. I hope that's the correct analogy. But a short window of time. Cody says my psychologist and my accountant 2 for 1. Robert Mack in Asia, I gave a big thanks to a James M this morning. If that is you, brother, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I'm truly blessed to have people like you on the channel for sure, without a doubt. I sent you an email if that's who you are. So I don't know. I just saw a James M this morning, and I'm not giving away any last names or anything, but that was awesome. Now moving on. So there's going to be a time when Thailand opens up its and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. If whoever you were that sent that, please be sure you read the email I sent you, and it will talk about my overwhelming gratitude because I just woke up to it this morning and it was absolutely amazing. Thank you so, so much. Yeah, that's it. 200 USD should have arrived. And it did. It did. I didn't know if you wanted to put that out there or not. I guess that's your nephew's name that sent it. So good thing I didn't out you on the name there. But thank you so much, man. It made a huge difference in the travel fund and in the camera fund, and those two things I'm just super grateful for right now, and super grateful for somebody like you who contributes that kind of money. I'm grateful for anybody who does any kind of contributions, but large sums like that mean a lot, and because that means you're getting value out of the channel and you enjoy the content. Plus, it means I'm not as boring as I think I am. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that.
I was looking down at. I was looking down at the chat. Yeah, I was about to ask, were you talking about the Robert Mack in Asia comment? Yeah, I got some good things to say about him as well. He's been leaving some comments on my channel and, giving me good, like little thumbs ups and stuff. So pretty cool guy.
Awesome. It's a good idea to go over and watch your channel. My problem is that
yeah, I'm just trying to ride your coattails.
That's all right, man. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Right. And Robert, that was a real family member move that you made, and we appreciate it very much. Roger says great job, Mac. I agree, Roger. You're contributing a lot, and I thank you for it as well. Jim says my challenge is anybody that matches that from Robert is a great family member, and I will throw $5 in. So anybody that puts in 200, Jim will throw in 5. I like that. All right, so here's what I see happening, and I'm going to talk through this whole situation. So when Thailand opens up the international borders, okay, you're going to have a lot of international flights coming in, but a vast majority of tourists that normally flock to Thailand, I feel like they're still going to be nervous. They're still going to be a little skeptical. And there's only going to be a limited number of, thanks, Darcy, appreciate that. There is only going to be a limited number of tourists in the tourist spots. Let me tell you how that's going to work to your advantage. Now, Stuck says JC went through a bit of trouble to send that to you. He has been trying for a couple of days. I know he did because I remember reading that in the chat. Where he was trying. He tried to get help from Jim, tried to get help from, I think, from you as well. And so going through all that to get that much of a contribution in is something truly special. I like thank you does not do it justice what he did, and especially the way he had to go through it to do it. Just who puts that much work into making sure that somebody else has what they need? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable, and I'm very, very happy for that, and I thank Robert tremendously. But again, thank you doesn't do it justice. The amount of gratitude I have for not only for the contribution itself, but for what he went through was just amazing. What he went through to get it there was absolutely amazing, and I'll never forget it. Never. Just like some of the heavy hitters come on, Brett and Lee, when they make those big contributions, I never forget it. And I don't forget the small ones either. I'm just saying, when you the large contributions obviously tend to stick in my mind a little like more than an average contribution, which there's nothing wrong with average. Everything that comes into this channel is greatly appreciated. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anybody that takes their hard-earned money and contributes to the content on this channel and help support this channel with it, that is the greatest sign, one of the greatest signs of respect ever, because that means that they find enough value in it to put their hard-earned money in it. Second, like Mitchell, when he came on yesterday, just thanking me for the content on the channel, talking about I was one of 2 vloggers that was the reason why he came to Thailand. That's the other one that just goes without saying. I love that just as much as I love contributions, I can assure you, because that makes me proud of what I've done. Let's see here. Let me catch the comments while we're off topic for a second. Awesome, Robert. That was amazing. Jim says it was. Darcy says, "Oi, brother. I hope that everything is okay where I go. Should be." Robert says, "I'm grateful that I have apartment buildings." Yeah, I bet so. I'm grateful that you do too. Stuck says, "Hello, Albie. How you doing?" Florida. Ike's keeping up with the Floridas. Robert says, "Florida ×3. Okay. So in this little golden window that you're going to have,
I could make a joke about that word. I won't be making it.
Not a good one.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Okay, so during that period of time, there are going to be a few tourists lagging around. But what's going to happen is, if you want to come to Thailand as a tourist and just experience the nightlife and maybe do a few things, for example, going to an island or doing something like that, go to Koh Samet, whatever the case may be. If you want to do some of those things, you will have, or going to markets during that time where they have clothes and where they have anything you want, really. You will have the ultimate power of negotiation, because they will be all the people that have gone right now, that have left the tourist areas. They'll be coming back as soon as the international borders open, as soon as the international flights open. Cody says, "CC's hotel vlog got me first interested, then for a while watched many of your vids along with 20 seconds, then boom, live streams." I'm glad it worked out that way, Cody. We appreciate you as well. Tim says, Robert, sorry I couldn't help you more, but once again, I thank you for what you did for the channel. Absolutely. Darcy says, "I go to hotel in Pattaya." I think we've all been to a hotel in Pattaya.
I've actually never been to Pattaya.
Well, when you come over next time, we'll have to change that. Robert says it won't be the last contribution. Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate those kind words, man. And I appreciate the contribution as well. So you have a golden window of time, or a special window of time, where your power of negotiation will be at its maximum, because there will be too much supply and not enough demand. In other words, everybody's going to come back. All the girls are going to come back. All the restaurants are going to start opening, and there's just not going to be a lot of people here. And I don't think this is one time that Thailand will do it backwards. I don't think they'll start, raising the roof on prices, because they're going to need every economic dollar that they can get. I don't think it's going to be crazy expensive. I really don't. I think the hotels and stuff are going to be very, very excited just to have customers back in them. Cody says, thanks, Roger. And Roger says, I plan on a 5-star island vacation. I hear you, bud. Cody says, yep, thanks, Robert. And then Darcy says, never been to Pattaya. So, you need to go.
I missed the start of the live stream. Did you have some like good news to report or something? Because it sounds like very positive. Is Thailand opening back up sooner than later?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that.
Hey, okay, good.
Yeah, you got a good point there. You got a good point there. Hang on one second. I just got some kind of message from somebody that seems to have some information on. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get to that.
All right.
To the person that just messaged me.
Prince in the house going to be a bargain on places in Jumtien. Sounds like good.
Who said that? Prince. There's
my
Prince.
name
Yeah.
Prince.
Gotcha. Yes, there will be bargains everywhere, in my opinion, Prince. I don't think it's going to be the usual upside down thing, because there's going to be, like I said before, there's going to be a lot of supply because everybody's going to be coming back to these tourist places, and there's going to be a lot of supply, but not much demand, because you're still going to have so many travelers, expats, tourists, people that want to go on vacation. They're all going to be nervous about coming to the Southeast Asian region. But you will find that handful that's not nervous about coming to the Southeast Asian region. And they will have basically the ultimate power in terms of negotiations. And I just believe it'll be an opportunity that people shouldn't waste to come to Thailand, because if you think about it, you could probably negotiate the price of a beer at a bar if you wanted to bad enough. I mean, that's how hard, in my opinion, this is an opinion piece, okay? But the numbers support it. That's how hard Thailand's been hit in terms of economic hurt and that kind of thing. Let me read these comments, then I'm going to get to your statement there, Mr. Hike. I like that hat you got on, too. Right. That's right. Roger says, I still have dibs on first tourist let back in. I was youngest child. I never got in the family car front seat. Oh, Lord. You better call immigration over here and let them know you're coming, man. Stuck in Florida says, Cody in Texas, problem is many don't have money to remodel. Very true. And that's another reason why you won't see a ton of tourists over here, is because not everybody's going to have the money to travel. You're really going to be in a good position when this thing takes up, or when it takes off. Excuse me. Robert says, Jim, you know about real estate. Best investments are apartment buildings. California, Arizona. For me, stock market is too stressful.
Yeah, speaking of real estate, I've never have invested or anything, but I've always heard land is the only thing they ain't making more of. I've heard that phrase.
That's very true. I like that saying too. Stuck said, Cody in Texas, problem is many don't have money to remodel it. Yeah, 100% agree. 100%. That's a good comment. Good comment. What's up, Cheap Charlie? Cheap Charlie in the house.
Charlie in the house.
Me Busy says, hi, everyone. He's in the house. Anyone have an idea when Thailand will reopen for tourists? I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. Charlie, my guesstimation is late May or in June. That's just based off what I've read. I would say July at the latest. So if you can buy a plane ticket now and get it for June or July, you're probably going to be okay. Probably. Jim says, yes, Robert, I've been in the real estate business for 23 years, and the best investment you can make in real estate For rental property, do not like single family homes. I like multifamily. Good point. Everybody saying hi to Charlie, and we're good. It's good to see you, man. I hadn't seen you in a long. I've only seen you once, but it's good to see you in the chat. Be busy says it, Robert. I was just going to mention the oil prices at the moment. Time to jump on. Yeah, that's a good one too. Prince says the land border on Malaysia is open, but only 300 people per day. Should be soon. That's good. Robert Mack says, me busy, oil is at an all-time low. It is. Roy says May 1st it will start opening is my guess, but flying, who knows? Yeah, and let me just go ahead and get into this. So because I do have some information on it, and we'll talk about this. First thing, this is from the Pattaya News Daily, which is a website, and you can go to. I get an email from them every day. It says Air Asia set to resume domestic flights in May in several countries. So Thailand is May the 1st. The Public Health Ministry is submitting a potential plan on lifting some restrictions in certain provinces to Thai government. So some of those are going to be coming off. I have a feeling. What was the other thing I said? Bangkok governor extends alcohol sales ban to the end of April. That just came out yesterday. I guess because it's working so well. We really haven't had. No, Abby, I'm not in Pattaya. Not at all. Me busy. Same here in Da Nang at Roy. Oh, he's in Vietnam. Cool. So the alcohol ban got extended basically 10 more days. It was supposed to be through the 20th. Now it's through the 30th. Only because Bangkok is just, we hadn't had many cases here in the last week, that kind of thing. So to give you a number, Thailand announced, this was Monday, Thailand announced 27 new confirmed cases, but 0 people left this earth. I don't want to say the whole thing. You guys understand what I'm saying. And then on Monday in the Chonburi province, this is awesome news.
That's the province that Pattaya is in, right? Chonburi.
Correct. Okay. Correct. There was no new cases yesterday or Monday. So there was no new cases reported Monday. That's awesome. It says this marks 6 of the last 8 days with 0 cases. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. So that's kind of the updated information. You can go to Pattaya News to read the whole articles on this stuff. But it's looking more and more like an earlier open is, some people were talking about it's going to be next year. It's going to be, sometime in 2021. That kind of thing. I don't believe it's going to be that long. In fact, I believe, just my personal opinion, I believe by the end of June or July, everybody will, everything should start to get back to normal anyway. That's just my humble opinion here. Let me get down to the comments and where I was at.
Yeah, I was reading on the Tiger website, Taiger, and they had some similar things to say as well, that the curve is flattening and talking about reopening businesses and stuff like that.
That's correct. I get the Tiger. If you would, they have a YouTube channel as well, so you can subscribe to them, and they give about 5 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. They come out with a video. It's usually 5 minutes or less, and they come out with that video and they say, "Look, here's what's going to happen," or "Here's the news for today," basically. So you get an instantaneous. This is what's up, right? and that's
Yeah.
pretty good. They do a good deal.
Yeah, I subscribe to that channel. I like how it's reduced to the headlines, and you can read more into it by going to the website if you want to. So I like that site.
Cool. Laurel says it's a dastardly plan for the Chinese to buy Pattaya cheaply and legalize casinos within 2 years.
I'm dubious of that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that before.
Gambling has been banned nationwide in Thailand for I don't know if it's been forever, but it's been for many decades at least.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Everybody's still saying hey to Charlie. Roy says, I am near 2 main roads and traffic is picking up a little, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm near a main road in Bangkok too, and traffic is starting to pick up a little bit. Exactly. Can you get that Garrison comment off?
Yeah, I was about to ask. That's phrased so odd.
I know. Steve says, hey Jeremy, hello Steve. Thank you for coming in.
Somebody else has already got it. I'm on my phone right now, so.
Gotcha. Mario and B said, I read an article that Thai Gov is thinking about imposing 14-day quarantine period for international travelers once borders open up. Crazy if they do. Most people only visit Thailand for 2 to 3 weeks. That's true, but at the same time, I would not be surprised if something like that was not in place. So what you would have, this is why I'm telling you, you would have so much power of negotiation for whatever you want to negotiate, right? Whether it be markets, drinking companions, entrance fees, the whole 9 yards, because there's going to be more of the supply of all that stuff with everything back open than there is a demand. There's not going to be that many tourists that want to come in, especially if they impose any kind of quarantine period. So the ones of you that can get here, or the ones of us that are already here, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. And when will that time happen? Well, it basically happens when they open up the international flights again to the major tourist countries, such as China, the UK, USA, Australia, countries like that. When they open the flights up to those countries, that's when you'll be able to get in on some of the fantastic savings that you'll probably be able to get away with. Cody says, does the 90-day extension on visas count into your 6 months per year? I don't know what you mean by a 90-day extension unless you're on a non-immigrant visa. There's not a 90-day extension. 6 months per year is for tourists, and so I think you're talking about 90 days worth of tourist visa. So you get a tourist visa, that's 60 days. You can renew it, or you can extend it once in, I think it's called, in the big immigration office, or you might be able to go to your local immigration. I've always had to go to, I've always went to Bangkok immigration to do tourist visa extensions or stamp extensions, and they'll give you another 30 days. So you get 90 days in total. And yes, that counts for part of your 6 months in the calendar year. That's what Thailand has written right now for the people that come to Thailand on tourist visas. They should be here no more than 6 months per year. Now, in certain cases, it works out if you do it just right, you can actually get 9 months here. But that's a very complicated process, and I'm not going to go into it on this one. Tower Ski, what's up? Texas cases are going down each day. Things are getting much better. Social distancing is working. I agree. It is. Roger says Houston is skyrocketing. That's not good. Busy says, in other words, Mario, they aren't recommending that international travel occurs, in my opinion. They've got, I don't know that quarantine will be in place. My guess is, my real guess is people will have to come with a medical certificate saying they didn't have it when they left their home country. That's my guess, because Thailand knows, and probably, I mean, they have to know that nobody's going to want to come. Nobody's going to want to come if they have to go into a 14-day quarantine period in Thailand. Now, if that 14-day quarantine period is a self-quarantine, that's a little bit different story. But you could get yourself in a lot of trouble if you're not staying. If immigration comes by to check and see if you're at the spot you're supposed to be at and you're not there, that may cause an issue. So my guess is they'll probably just require a medical certificate from your home country. That's just my opinion. But it will be a great way for you at that time, early in the stage of what am I going to do with my life after Thailand. You need for those of you that are planning on coming to Thailand for sure. That would be the time to come for sure. Towerski says, no, it's not. I live in Houston, Roger. Okay. I'm not familiar with any one of them, so I'm not sure. Stuck says, Anthony Garrison, re-ask your question. Yeah, please re-ask your question. Jim says, my ex lives in Caddy, Towerski. Hang on, sorry, got distracted. Roger says, well, that's great. I guess I was fed some erroneous info. It happens, man. Anthony says, sorry, typo. What does expat mean? What does it stand for? Expat's just simply a person that is repatriated into another country for an extended period of time. So you can, the best way to look it up if you want to know the definition is just Google it. To be honest with you, if you Google it, go ahead.
I looked it up one time. Yeah, expat, E-X-P-A-T. It does not have relation to the word patriot, P-A-T-R-I-O-T. Because at first I was reluctant of using that word because, I'm definitely a patriot, I like my own country, of course. It's
right,
short
it's a different spelling of patriot.
Yes, it's short for expatriate or expatriate. E-X-P-A-T-R-I-A-T. I forget the spelling. But you familiar with the term repatriate? Or I should say the speaker there. I forget the name. Like you repatriate the artifact back to the home country. And when you remove something, you expatriate the artifact to your, wherever you're going. So expat.
Exactly. And that's a very good explanation. For me, I'll keep it in human. Think about humans like people that were stuck in China when this whole thing broke out, right? For Americans, let's say we're stuck over there. The United States State Department had thousands of people that they brought their own planes over, got those people, and repatriated them into America. Because when they left America, they became expatriated. So it's expat is a shortened version of that word. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Good explanation, Ike.
Thanks.
And
I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I've looked it up a couple times because I get that a lot. Steve says Riverside neighborhoods, any vibrant areas you can recommend for condo around? Yeah, absolutely. Anything near the river is probably going to be your best bet. What I would do is I'd go on Google Maps, or if you're here in Thailand, just get on the riverboat and go down the river and just get off at every stop, because there's tons of condos on both sides, up and down. And you can get some really nice condos riverside. I mean, you can pay some outstanding money for probably some of the best views you'll ever see in life in terms of condo views. So I love that. but yeah, I would check that out. And then what you can do, if you find a condo that you really like, and you're like, yeah, I got to have that one, then go in and get online and call them up or talk to them, send them an email, find out what the deal is, and you'll get all your information on there. Or you can go to renthub.th, I think, and renthub.com.th or renthub.th.com, one of those things. And they will give you information on the apartment as per your request. So if you have special needs or whatever, you can plug that into the filters. Jim Pell says loves. Oh, she loves it there. I got you. Roy says the government haven't announced yet if they are extending the emergency decree. As of now, it ends April 30th. That is correct to the best of my knowledge. I haven't heard anything about an extension for the emergency decree. Stuck says Anthony Garrison is someone that leaves their country to live in another. Good enough. Robert says, I'm hoping by October everything will be smooth sailing to return. First wave of travelers might have a little difficulty. That's true. And also remember, this country's gonna this country, Thailand, I have a feeling is gonna most likely reopen during the rainy season. So that's not really at peak time for a traveler anyway. So you're gonna have even more of that golden window. Because the bars and everything will be open, but there's not going to be a lot of people in there. So just be prepared when that time comes. If you're coming at that time, I would do it. If I was in the States, I would plan on doing that. Go ahead, Ike.
You mentioned the rainy season. I forget, when does that start in Thailand? Because right now it's the hot season.
Yeah, it's usually start. I think it runs. If I'm not mistaken, September to like the end of December September to December, something like that. Or September to the end of December. I don't know. Somebody in here will let us know for sure. Somebody in the comment section will let us know. I can't remember because I live here, so I just go with, when it starts to rain, it starts to rain. Towerski says, I can give you a link, Roger. Things are looking much better. I'm hoping things open up sooner rather than later. Roger McGee. I agree with you there, bro. To the person that messaged me and said, someone sent me this, there's nothing attached to that message. Ron says, airline are not any savings so far, cheaper last year this time. I keep getting conflicting stories about the airline prices, and like some of them are cheaper, some of them are better. I don't know. Liang says, how about the retirement visa?
I could wage in on that. I know not many people travel from Alabama to Thailand, but I did check the prices a couple of weeks ago, or was it a week ago? Anyway, normally from Alabama, it's about $2,000 to fly round trip. And when I checked it a week or two ago, it was around $1,000.
There you go.
And I looked at the reservations, like 3 months. I'll just pick a random day, like 3 or 4 months, in the future. So anyway,
I would think they have no choice but to lower the prices of flights initially. That's what I think will happen. But there are airlines that are going to be steadfast and hold up and make sure that nobody gets. They might gouge, is what I'm saying, and that's something that you have to take into consideration. Liang Bentley says, "How about retirement visa? You got to be a little bit more specific. Like what part of the retirement visa are you asking a question about? I'll be happy to answer it if I can. I'm not an expert on retirement visas, but I do know a few people that have them, and I have a basic understanding of them. Roy
You got
says Visa extensions. I'm
you
sorry.
got to
Go
be
ahead.
you got to be at least 50 years old. I can't remember. That's the only one I know by heart. You got to be at least 50 years old, and there's financial requirements as well.
Yeah, so you got to be 50 years old. If you're single, you got to have either 800,000 Thai baht in a Thai bank for at least 3 months.
That you got to
Before you
leave in
get
there.
your
You got to leave.
and
You got to leave a nest egg in the bank, like essentially forever, because
exactly.
I've heard of this. The thinking behind the nest egg you leave in the Thai bank. I think the last time I heard it was around like $27,000, like that you got to leave in
Something
there.
like that. Yeah.
Is like if you fall over and become no longer living. So the what do you call it? That'll take care of your affairs, for burial purposes and stuff.
Exactly. Also, I've heard in the past that you can lower that threshold. You can take some of that money out, but when you do your 90-day check-in, you have to have it back up to 800,000. So if you're single, it's 800,000 or 65,000 baht a month coming into a Thai bank. If you're married, then you need 400,000. If you're married to a Thai, you need 400,000 in the bank, or 45,000 baht coming into a Thai bank each month. Those are just some of the basic requirements. Roy says visa extensions are automatic until April 30th or until the emergency decree gets extended. That's, to the best of my knowledge, that is correct. Stuck says, I'll be back. Okay, man. Cody, I have a feeling the airline industry will gouge us all when reopened. It's possible. It's possible. I just don't think it's likely. I don't think it's likely. I think they're going to be starving to put people on airplanes, and because nobody's really going to want to do a lot of international traveling. Just let me take a time out here to get you guys thinking, okay? During this world shutdown thing that's going on, everybody, I won't say everybody, but figure 80% of the population in the world has learned how to work online. Okay? So if they can work online and they don't have to send their business executives and pay for their travel, airfare, insurance, all that stuff, visa to come into another country, they're probably not going to do it. They're probably going to do it remotely. And that's just my opinion. Steven says cheap flights this year. I got 300. I think that's pounds, if I'm not mistaken, or euros. I think that's pounds.
It's 300. That's the symbol for the British pound sterling. Yeah, British money.
Okay. So I got 300 pounds off last year's price. Awesome. That's good. That means he saved money. Lucille says that guy talks funny. Yes,
what
I
accent?
do talk funny.
What accent? This is the only channel with no accent at all.
Exactly. Unfortunately, people don't see it that way.
Hello to Robert back in Asia. Yeah. Hello to you.
Jim says, thanks, Hike. Henry, I lost my spot. Hang on. I'm coming. Coming, guys.
When we pick it up. Lucille Wack, when we start reading that, or?
Okay, I got it. Okay. Roger says that, Jim, did you get the link I sent you on Facebook? I don't know. That's a good question for Jim. Henry, good to see you. Henry says, I agree, stores will be back on operations, but there won't be many people. True. Scott Selway, good morning. Good evening to you, wherever you are.
Hello, Scott.
September to November. December is kind of like spring, where you get a few rainy days, but it's start of peak season. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that, because I literally couldn't remember. Kamal says November and December are high season, not low season. Okay. Henry says airline is not cheaper if you book in advance. I don't know. Some people have said that it is, Henry. I guess it just depends on what airline, where you're going, or where you're coming from. Ross, there's Ross. He's a good one to ask about retirement visas.
Ross in the house.
Uh,
Ross and Real.
Hey, Ross. Ross says with the price of oil and all-time low flight prices have to drop as fuel costs are very low. And that's an excellent point. Excellent point. Robert says rainy season usually over in October. Okay, so I was a few months off. Cody says normally from Houston it's 1,000 to 1,500. Right now it's about half that. That's why you should buy a ticket right now, Cody. Not to come right now, but buy one a few months out and plan yourself a trip if you can. If you can. Prince says,
Hey, can I read the next one? Because he mentions Alabama.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Prince. I met a guy from Huntsville. That's in Alabama. See, he doesn't mention that in there, but I know that's in Alabama. I met a guy from
That's
Huntsville.
where the Space Center is.
Hey, what you know about Alabama? What you know about it? I was about to mention the Space Center because that's like a world famous or national famous, what do you call it, tourist attraction here in Alabama.
It is.
I met a guy from Huntsville trying to get his marriage visa back in January. Oh, well, more power to you. That's not pretty good.
Morton says, I think the cost of travel insurance will be, is he saying decisive?
I think this says decisive.
I'm not sure about travel insurance. It could go up.
Meaning like if the price of insurance is sky high, that'll be a factor.
Yeah.
What do you call it? A decisive factor in people traveling or not traveling, I should say.
There we go. Thank you for explaining it to me. Now I understand. But yeah, that's a good price or good thinking. Sorry guys, I didn't sleep a lot last night, so I stayed up till almost midnight, and I never do that. You can ask anybody that knows me. I never do that. I just couldn't go to sleep, and I took a nap yesterday with the problem. And so I couldn't go to sleep last night, and I've been having trouble
getting into a routine myself because I'm not going into the office and just sitting around. Sometimes I go walking and stuff and watching TV all day. So
same here. This routine is crazy. Jason Canton says about $600 from Houston. Wow, that's good.
I take that.
Incredibly cheap.
I take that.
Robert Mack says, I tried to look online, EVA Airlines from LAX to Taipei, then to Vietnam or Thailand, and I get haywire on the computer. Not good with computer. It's okay, man. But EVA will run you. I'm not sure where you're coming from, but EVA has a 15.5-hour flight from JFK to Taipei, and that's a good flight. I've taken that flight on a Boeing 777 twice. I've taken that flight, and both times it was a good flight. It's a very long flight, but it was a good flight. So if you can get it, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask about the Taipei airport because I've never flown through that. So
it's beautiful.
What was it like? Like, for example, when you fly into Narita Airport in Tokyo, you're within the security barrier the whole time. You never get out, into outside of the security barrier.
We had to rescan our bags that we had on us to board the next flight. So, but the people in Taipei were extremely nice because I wasn't sure what the visa situation was there, and I thought, this is good, you idiot. You don't know what, I had a 17.5-hour layover. So I wound up having to get a room for the night, which cost about 600 baht roughly, which was not bad at all, but it was in the
was it inside the airport?
Taipei.
Or did you have to leave? Okay.
I had to take can't remember if I took a bus or a cab. I did a lot of walking. I remember that. I did a lot of walking. The pictures from Taipei that are on my Instagram and on Facebook, the pictures from Taipei are pictures that I took while I was walking. So I didn't have anything else to do, and I had plenty of time. Scott says cheaper here at LAX to Thailand. Henry says I checked on Skyscanner. Skyscanner is a good resource for sure. Ross says LAX to Bangkok is less than $650 for November the 1st through the 30th.
Yeah, I wish I lived within driving distance to LAX.
Exactly. So do I. It seems like flying from the West Coast is a lot easier than flying, or not only easier but cheaper than flying from the East Coast. We always have to make it, to get a good affordable flight. We always have to make at least 2 stops. I mean, I went the first time I came, both times I came from America, I went to the Philippines first. So the first time I went from Charlotte to JFK to Taipei, and then Taipei to Cebu in the Philippines. And then the next time I came, I went from I took a different air. I went Singapore Air on that one, and I went from Charlotte to JFK to Munich, Germany, to
you
Singapore.
flew over the Atlantic.
Yeah, to Singapore.
The hard way. That's the hard way.
So to Singapore, and then another flight to Cebu. So it was. And there was a number. Cathay Pacific was the last flight. JetBlue was from Charlotte to New York, and then I got on the A380 to fly into Germany, and we had to get off the plane so they could refuel it and change everything and all that stuff. It was only about an 8-hour flight, which was cool because the next leg was about 7 hours. So it kind of split the flight up instead of having that one 16-hour flight, that from Eva. They kind of split it up a little bit, which was interesting. I got to see just a little bit of the outside of Germany. I'd never seen it before, so it was pretty cool.
I could give some advice if you want me to.
Go ahead.
For everybody in the United States, I really can you see my hands? Yeah. I really recommend to cross the Pacific when you go to Thailand. When you cross the Atlantic, it's like a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot rougher flight. Like, for example, last time I went to Thailand, I came back and I crossed the Atlantic because I got a discounted rate because I got limited options because the airports in Alabama are a lot smaller and a lot more expensive, and fewer flights coming in and stuff. But I always like to book on the same airline, like United Airlines is what I usually fly, because you get that one booking. So if there's a chink in the armor, they'll like rebook you, and like it's all in the computer and stuff. So, but the last time I flew back, I crossed the Atlantic on a United code share flight. So from Bangkok, I flew from Bangkok to Austria in Europe. On Austrian Airlines, which was like a 12 or 14-hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the Austrian airport, which I forgot what it was called, I had like a good 4-hour layover, which I was looking forward to. So I conked out on the bench or whatever, the airport bench. And then from Austria to, I think it was all the way to Chicago, I had another like 14-hour flight. And then in Chicago, O'Hare Airport, I had like a 6-hour layover. And then from Chicago to Alabama, it was like, 4 or 5 hours. It was a 34-hour trip. 34 hours.
That's not surprising. If you look at the map, if you're coming from the East Coast, always try to find the planes that fly over the North Pole. That way, when they fly over the North Pole, it really cuts a lot of time off, and it's a better flight than going all that way across the Atlantic.
So when you cross the Pacific, it usually is around 24 hours, which is still pretty bad. But, from, I don't know, Alabama to Chicago, it's like 3 or 4 hours. Chicago to Tokyo, Narita, Japan is like, I don't know, 12, 14 hours. And when you get out in the airport in Japan, you feel pretty good. You're walking around. It's like a neat airport. But when you get on the plane, you get like a 7 or 8 hour flight from Tokyo to Bangkok. But, 24 hours is a lot better than 34. So.
I agree. Ross says, Henry says, I will have 5 million by 55. That's awesome. Ross says there are only 2 requirements: be over 50 and have 800,000 baht in the bank for most of the year. Cool. Lucille says, is it the same in the Philippines? What was she asking about? Was she asking about retirement?
That might have been about the retirement visa question, or maybe it was about the reopening question.
Reopening, I have no idea. I don't think it'll be the same, and I know for a fact the retirement visa is not the same. Scott says, Robert, try cheap flights, has many airlines. Jim says, hey guys. Wait, I lost him. Hang on.
When we pick it up?
Lost his comments here, guys.
It was Lucille Wagner, and then Scott Silway, and then Jim Pale.
Okay, let's see here.
And the Jim was saying, hey guys, we don't mention this very much. Do you want to do DoMoreLife t-shirt support the channel and go to the link below?
That would be awesome. Okay, I'm caught up on comments. Roger, thank you, brother. Love you, man. Appreciate it. $10. Very nice of you. Very nice of you. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate your support for the channel. Can't say thank you enough. Really can't. Much appreciated, my friend. Okay, Scott said, so Jim says, hey guys, we don't mention this very much. Do you want to do more live t-shirt support the channel? And then go to the link below. Yep, selling some merchandise would be good. I also have some merchandise I need to work on too.
And be right back.
That's a good idea, Jim. Okay. Ross says you can take half out, but at least 6 months of the year it must be 800K. Cool. Best place to find cheap flights is flights.google.com. Good info. Robert says, he's talking to Ross. He says, I wish I could go economy. I'm too tall and big. I need premium economy. Well, there you go, Robert. I know several people that are in your same predicament. Scott says they small window, cheap fuel. I guess it means there's going to be a small window for the cheap fuel. You're probably right. Probably right. Because that would affect a lot of jobs in America. And I've heard some of the politicians talking about cutting a good deal with the oil company. So it may not last long. Good morning. Hey, Joseph. Good to see you, bud. Ross says, Robert, premium economy is 1,300, same time period, business class 35, business class is usually 5,000. Okay. Jim said, that's the link to my Teespring store. So if you go there and go to the storefront, you actually have to click on the storefront because it only shows a cell phone case and a t-shirt, I think. Click on the storefront and it'll take you to all the merchandise if you guys are interested in any of it. Robert is thanking Ross. Jim says, no, Roger, I did not see a link. I'm sorry. Jim says, go here and get a DoMoreLife t-shirt. There's the link. Steven says, airlines buy fuel 2 or 3 years in advance, so will not make a difference at the moment. I haven't heard that before. Jim says, I will hit you up after the stream. We will talk about it. Okay, no problem. Lucille says, you youngsters may not care about retirement visas, but you will someday. It's not that I don't care about them. It's just that I don't have a need for it right now. Therefore, I haven't had a retirement visa. And I'm not the best person to talk to about a retirement visa because I haven't had one. My suggestion would be to talk to somebody that has had a retirement visa. And just for your knowledge, Lucille, the requirements on visas in general tend to change quite a bit from time to time here in Thailand. Prince says, I like Singapore Airlines, so do I. It was great service, man. James says, I got my flight for $723 for this July out of Montana. Wow. That's awesome, man. That is a heck of a deal right there. Can you get a nonstop to the Philippines? Yes, Lucille, you can, but you have to leave from the West Coast. And I think it's an AirAsia flight. It's about 15 hours, I believe. Flying to Manila. Jim's got the PayPal link up. Ross says Taipei Airport sucks. Has almost no services or things to do in airport. Are there two airports in Taipei? Because the one I went into had plenty of things to do, and it was in the middle of the night. I'm not sure. John H says Taiyuan Airport in Taipei has awesome lounges. I'm not sure which one I went to be honest with you, but the airport I was in was awesome. There was plenty of stuff to do, coffee shops open, food everywhere. It was cool. Cody says, I've wondered if you had a layover in Taipei or Tokyo, if you can leave the airport without having to deal with visa passport. You can leave there. I had a 17.5-hour layover in Taipei. I left the airport, but they just gave me a tourist visa stamp. Almost like they do in Thailand if you come in on a visa exemption stamp. About the same thing.
And I can answer the question about Tokyo and Narita Airport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with an American passport, you just show up, and it's like in Thailand, they just stamp your passport, and you got like 30 days or 2 weeks just for showing up in Tokyo. So yeah, a couple years ago, I went to Tokyo on vacation and had a real good time. I was only there for 1 week though, but I really liked it. Very expensive though, but I got a good experience out of it.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Japan, but I'm gonna make sure I have enough money saved up before I do it.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive, but
I heard it was. Cody says, I've wondered if you had to live in Taipei or Tokyo, you can leave the airport. Oh, I just said that. Jim says, just in case you would like to contribute to the channel, the PayPal address is above and below this message. Ding in, and I guess I meant send. Ross says, Cody, I've left Tokyo Airport for 1 week layover with my wife. We had no issues with visa.
That's a long layover, 1 week.
Yeah. You get 6 months as an American and 30 days as a Thai on entry.
Oh, 6
there you
months.
Go. Jim says, Robert Mack, you are exempt tonight. LOL. Yeah, he definitely is. Prince says, Nissan wants to go to, how do you say that? Ippon?
Oh, there's a city in Japan called Nippon, Nippon. I don't know if there's one that starts with an I or not, but anyway, I think it's some city in Japan. So
cool. All right, John H says he's checking out. Thank you for coming in, John. We appreciate it, brother. Very nice chatting with you tonight. Steven says it's quicker to fly from East Coast to Europe. It's quicker. If you're talking about to come to Thailand, I just disagree with that statement because the flights are what they are. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but if you're flying from anywhere in the United States to Europe, yeah, it would be easier to come off of the East Coast of the United States and get to Europe, sure. But if you're talking about going to Thailand, I would say the Pacific has got to be the best way to go. Yeah,
I would agree.
Ross is talking to Prince. Robert says, Jim Pell, I'm exempt. I was gone a minute. Don't understand. He's talking about from making any contributions tonight. Lucille says, scenic tour. You got to give me more information. I can't just. I don't know what she means by that. Ross says go more hike. I lost everything. Yeah.
Oh, are you at the thing or are you at the comment that says Ross and Rion at Go More Hike? Turbulence depends on time of year. I've lost my place too.
Oh yeah. So Ross says that Go More Hike turbulence depends on time of year.
I did not know that.
Print.
So.
Me either. Prince says I crossed the Atlantic on a military flight from Norfolk to Bahrain. No thanks.
Oh, and thank you for your service, Prince, and to all the veterans out
Absolutely.
there. So
Yeah.
my father was a veteran,
thanks.
so I always like to mention that when I hear somebody mention that. So
for sure.
Yep.
My shortest flight to Thailand was when we flew out of Seattle to Taipei to Bangkok, 18 hours total. That is short, Ross. That is short.
Yeah, on the West Coast, Seattle.
Brent says one of my coaches in Tokyo, and I would like to get a free in-person workout from him, but I'm afraid of Nisa shopping in Japan.
Yeah, there's some expensive shops, like really fancy that I don't know. I'm not into shopping, so.
Hood Famous says, DoMoreLife, any good places in Lao you recommend, or Viente? Know so many nice people from there.
That's like the best name ever, Hood Famous. Welcome to the chat.
Yeah. I like Savannakit. I was there for what equated to be 2 days, probably about, I don't know, 30 hours or so. Or not 30, 36 hours or a little bit more. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in Savannakit to look at. And if you like temples and the old French, the French architecture, all that's there. It's pretty cool.
And what was the name of that city? Savannakit?
Savannakit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. 10 minutes says Robert Fly Korean Air. It's about $150 more, and I'm 6'3" and have 8 inches of leg room in economy. That's a good piece of advice. Prince says that means easier for her to drag me to the malls. Ross says I'm wearing a Dick Tracy detective hat. I like to call it my.
No, that's a Panama Jack hat. Panama City Beach, Panama Jack hat.
I call it my Colombo hat, so we all have different names for it.
Yeah.
Robert says, Ross, I see to get through Taipei much easier. Plus, we always go to the lounge and wait for connecting flight. I've done Hong Kong, too much long walking to next gates. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Prince says, I was so glad she didn't know that Super Mall in Kuala Lumpur goes underground and across the street. Bangkok Warrior, good to see you. He says, I got one easy to get. Got one of what? Oh, you're talking about retirement visa. I think that's what he's talking about. Cody says, Prince, you are a good streamer with info. You should come in StreamYards.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be three Southerners on screen. So that'd be pretty cool.
I'm totally cool with that.
And could I take a moment to mention Prince is kind of famous as well with his channel, so it's pretty cool. He's very successful. So.
Oh, good. Congratulations, Prince.
Yeah. Prior to you.
Absolutely. Roger says, LOL, my fingers were headed to the delete button, Ross. Laughing out loud. Lucille says, thanks. Prince says, Hong Kong airport is cool, but it is big and a little bit confusing. I've never been to Hong Kong, so I have to take your word for it, Prince. Sigma says, LAX is good for living or Bangkok. I think he means leaving for Bangkok. That's what I think. Yeah, Lucille's okay. What happened to Lucille? She's fine. Hood Famous says, what do you think about going straight to Manila 2 nights, then to Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, taking a month trip after all this? Go for it. Be careful where you stay in Manila. Stay, try to stay close to Makati in that area, because if you wind up over in certain areas of Manila, you're probably going to run into problems. 10 Minutes says Hong Kong is like a 2-mile walk, but good exercise from a long flight. That's, yeah, I guess it is a good way to get blood circulating. Which reminds me, if you're on a long haul flight, guys, be sure that you get up and walk around, because you can suffer some severe consequences from not doing that. Sigma says, my favorite airport.
I prefer an aisle seat. That's a good tip for everybody there. Always get the aisle seat, because you can get out a lot easier and just walk up and down. And so
I agree. I do that. I do the same. When I first started traveling, I wanted a window seat so I could take pictures, but I found that 3 seconds of picture taking wasn't worth the 15 hours of having to ask people to get up and so I could go to the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah, just about worldwide, after you get up at altitude, up above the clouds, everything looks the same because it's just clouds and blue skies, and I like that and everything. But for like a 12-hour flight,
it's crazy. Sigma says my favorite airports are Hong Kong, Incheon, Bangkok, Haneda, and Doha. Cool. Bangkok Warrior says need a Thai bank account and 800,000 baht sitting in there. So far, I didn't need medical insurance when I renewed here in Bangkok. However, getting a retirement visa in your home country, you are required to. Good info, Bangkok Warrior. Prince says I didn't like all the walking at Hong Kong airport because I needed to drop a deuce. I hear you, man. Hello, Mr. Starkweather. Roy says my last flight was on EVA. Only took 10 hours London to Bangkok direct, and I had all 4 seats, slept like a baby. I hear you.
Could I step in? I hate you, Roy.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you very much. London Heathrow International Airport is like one of the best airports in the world. You can fly direct from there to just about everywhere in the world. Not like with a 2-stop. I mean, like direct. So more power.
Right, you mean non-stop? I understand.
Yeah, like non-stop. What do you call it? You can fly London to Bangkok non-stop.
Non-stop. Yep.
And just about, or like a whole bunch of places in the world.
I've never been there, but I will. Lucille says, "God bless our military." I agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. France is gonna what? Well, hang on. I lost everything again. I'm coming.
Want me to pick it up? It was like Roy Gold says my last flight was on EVA, and then Lucille Wagner was, do you have catalogs? And my name is Prince says EPOM.
Yeah, here we go. I got it. Lucille says, do you have catalogs? I am not tech savvy, but would help the cause. I personally don't have catalogs.
I think she's asking about the Teespring store.
Oh, do I have catalogs in the Teespring store?
I think that's what she means.
I don't think so. I don't think I have catalogs over there. Yeah, I don't have. That's a good idea. I'm not sure if catalogs are something Teespring makes or not, but I'll check into that. Thanks for the idea, Lucille. Brent says Ippon equals Japan and Thai. Okay.
I stand corrected.
It's all good. 10 Minutes says, haha, name. I was afraid I would miss my flight. Bangkok Warrior says, the last time a few weeks ago, immigration wanted a picture of my condo, copies of every single page of my bank book. They checked it carefully. That sounds about right. Ross says, Nippon / Tokyo are the same place. Bangkok Warrior says, I still needed to get that bank statement from the bank. Crazy. These are all things to do with the retirement visa, I'm sure. Steven says, Roy, I went on a Thai A380 last November, only had 103 people on it. Wow. It was like flying first class. Yeah, that's not a lot of people for a quad engine double decker. That plane can hold in a one class configuration 803 people. That's how big it is in a one class configuration. So that's a big plane. 10 Minutes says, I'm jealous of those that have just a 10-hour flight. And so am I. Ross says at Bangkok Warrior, don't forget to get a stamp. Mike Ruskell says, are you?
Oh, well, that was deleted. That was deleted.
Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Michael Farrington says, Houston to Bangkok round trip, 25 hours. May flights are 547. EVA Airlines top notch Dreamliner 777s.
Yeah, the Houston International Airport, also called I think it's the George H.W. Bush Airport, is a very, it's like a big hub. I think it's considered a United Airlines hub. Yeah, it's a very good airport to fly out of.
And he means 787s. Those are the Dreamliners.
Yeah, 787 is the Dreamliner.
Yeah. But it's all good. I'm not here to pick you apart. It says Tokyo shopping and you will do less life. That's funny. Lucille says if you're flying east to get to the Far East, you are taking the scenic route. I'm not going to argue about it. 10 minutes. 10 minutes says I save my points on my credit card and use that for my flights. I pay $6.50 for round trip. Works for me. That's a pretty good deal, man. Jim says, Mike, this channel is not for that kind of talk. Whatever he said, I agree with Jim. Ross says the temples in Tokyo are amazing. The construction techniques they use to protect against earthquakes are over 400 plus years old and still standing.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
If you go to Cusco, Peru, and see the way the buildings are built, and even up
Machu
at
Picchu,
they're made to slide. The bricks are made to slide on, like if you have an earthquake, they're made to move back and forth so the building won't fall. It's amazing. I don't know how they did that. Robert says 10 minutes. I'm about 6'9". Gosh, tall guy. In tall, every seat is still too small. Eva gives me same seat every row. Every time, row 20, A through C, since I'm frequently on their plane. That's pretty cool. 10 Minutes says, wow, Robert, you would be the fourth person I've met that makes me feel short. Ross says, Prince does not have a Tennessee accent. Okay. 10 Minutes says 20 AC, copy that. I already read that comment from Lucille. Robert says, I'll be right back. Towski says, I hope I can travel in June like I have planned for months. Mm-hmm. If you travel in June, you're going to be in that golden window, that little, that golden piece of time when you can come into Thailand and take advantage of the demand being high and the supply being low. It's going to be a good time for a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. I wish I could travel in June.
Hang on, man. I lost it again. There we are. Okay. Hood Famous says, cool, will do. LOL. Yes, I hear. Lucille says, yes, advice. That's good. 10 Minutes says, and drink water on the plane, folks. Absolutely. 100%. Or you will swell up and look like a panda in the country. That's a fair point. That is a fair point for sure. Kamal says you want to go to Angeles. Did anybody delete that comment, or is it still up? You don't have to delete it.
Want me to delete it?
No, if it's up, leave it. I'm in StreamYard, so I can't see if it's been deleted or not.
It is. That guy mentions the Philippines. It's not deleted.
Okay. So he says you want to go to AC. You can stay in Manila for 2 days, but AC is much better. Book ABC Hotel is great. Yeah, so you can fly into Clark now, which is airport right there at AC, and you can stay around there for whatever you want to. My Siri just comes on automatically sometimes. But yeah, you can stay there and then take a flight from Manila and go to Bangkok or wherever you wanted to go. Luke Famous says, thanks, Kamal. We'll look into it. Robert says, my opinion is EVA cabin crew are always polite. 100% agree. 100% agree. Michael says,
Chinese. That's a Chinese airline, right?
I'm not sure, but they were very nice. They were very, very nice. Michael says, Rob Mack, they are impeccably groomed outfitted too. Yeah, that's true. Jim says, Lucille, you buy through the Teespring store. It's all online. Oh, yeah. Talking about Teespring. Yep. Cody says 6'9" Mac. Wow, yeah, you are a big guy. Hood Famous says, DoMoreLife t-shirts attract the pretty ladies. Yes. I like it. But some people will stop you. Like I've had my DoMoreLife t-shirts on before, and gotten stopped and asked, what does that mean? And then I get to tell them, go to the YouTube channel and see.
Yeah, I've had a few questions about my cap.
Yeah. But I like your cap too. Steven says London has 4 direct flights a day to Thai, 1 EVA, 1 BA. Okay. Prince says, JC, do you take submissions for shirt designs? Absolutely. Absolutely. Suggestions, submissions, whatever you want to call it. I'm all about listening to the people that want to buy or that would be interested in purchasing DoMoreLife merch for sure. Absolutely. Jim says, Prince, I'm sure he would take any. Yeah, I take any suggestion. Yeah. Cody says G.W. Bush Airport is
nice.
I think, yeah, nice.
That's the airport in Houston. That's the airport in Houston, Texas.
I haven't been there. Hood says my flight last year was from New York to Canada, then Hong Kong, then 4 hours Bangkok, 18-hour flight. Wow, that's a little bit of changing around, but that's still not bad. Only 18 hours, to be honest. Hood Famous says, I almost cried. LOL. Lucille says, Peru is where the UFO lands.
Do I need to turn my mic down? I'm busted out laughing over.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I have no reference to that. Thanks for putting up the PayPal link, Jim. Jim says, just in case someone wants to contribute, channel, there's PayPal. Cody, and thank you, Jim. Cody says EVA Airlines switches a lot with China Air. I'll bet they have a stake in EVA. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. Anderson, we'll just call you Anderson. I flew from Budapest to Dubai and from Dubai to Bangkok. Emirates are good. I haven't flown Emirates, but I've heard they're very good as well. Robert says EVA's main hub is in Taipei. That's
that must be a Taiwanese airline, then.
Yeah, must be. Robert says, I like Emirates. I haven't flown them, but I've heard very good things about them. Roy says, spot on, London is the best worldwide hub, in my opinion. I've heard that, not just from Hike, but from other people too.
Yeah, years ago, I took a vacation in London, and I was only there 1 week, and I flew into Heathrow. Great airport. And London, it's really expensive as a tourist, but you don't have to rent a car, of course. Even from the airport, they've got all kind of what is it called? The subway? No, the tube. The tube. You can take the subway, directly from the airport and get into the city and go like all over. And great place. All kind of museums to go to. And it's just neat to just walk around and take in the ambiance and go to restaurants and stuff like that.
Sounds good to me. Robert agrees that, like, talking to Cody, says Taipei, EVA's hub, there's extremely a lot of China airplanes. There must be partners, or I guess it means, or something like that. So a quick recap is the golden opportunity I'm talking about is this short time period when Thailand opens up the international hubs again and lets international flights in. You'll see all the girls that left will come back looking for work in Bangkok, in Pattaya, in Phuket, in pretty much everywhere. And then you will see a big demand as the bars and restaurants reopen. That and the markets come back to life. It's a real good opportunity, to take advantage of some of the negotiation that you can have with all of those entities, because there will be, like I said, a large supply, but not much demand, in my opinion, because some people are not going to travel. Some people are not going to want to go get a medical certificate to travel. It's going to be a little bit different. Steven says, I live 3 miles from Heathrow. Roy says, Cody and Texas EVA is not with China Airlines. Sure that. Lucille says, I rode a subway in New York City, wound up in Poland. Mo Express says, got my stimulus check, even though I've been living in Thailand for 4 years. LOL. That's good for you, man.
More power to you.
I haven't got mine. Cody says, anyone know about the difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi? Dubai, they don't like the Flintstones, but the people in Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do. Jim says, guys, I think it's about time to call it a night for me. Yes, it's time to call it a night, period, for sure. Well, I didn't plan on this stream lasting this long. I thank you guys so much that came in. Thank you for the contributions, guys. Really, really, really appreciate it. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button on your way out, as I definitely appreciate it, and makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Plus, it helps with Google's algorithm, and that's a great thing. In fact, Jim just said, guys, just remember to hit that thumbs up button on your way out tonight. Don't forget to share your favorite videos from the channel on social media. Absolutely. Then he goes on to talk about how to contribute to the channel even more. So, with all that being said, guys, Robert, good night to you, and thank all my moderators. Mr. Hike, I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us. Very good. Very good.
You're welcome.
Thanks to everybody who commented and was a part of the chat. I really appreciate it. The more videos we share, the more chance of getting more subscribers and hitting 30K. That's true, Jim. So, Hike, you want to do your phrase?
Oh, do I get to do the closing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like where we're at about an hour and 30 minutes. I feel like I haven't done too much. I've just sat here and kind of laughed and read a few comments. So anyway,
that's all right.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do the closing now. All right, this is the. All right, let me get the camera here. I'm using a different laptop. Okay, this is the channel dedicated to travel, fun, photography, and education.
That is correct. That is correct. Prince Ross and Robert Mack, thank you guys. I would call you all Mo Express. Appreciate you being here. I would call everybody by name, but I honestly don't remember. We had so many comments going tonight, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys so much.
There was a lot of viewers in the live chat while I was looking at, because I'm looking at my phone here.
Yeah,
it topped out at like 55 something in the chat, which is normally it's a little lower than that. So
that's a good thing. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, so thank you guys very much. And remember, wherever you are, even if you're like at home, like me, find a way to do more life. Thanks, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it.